is Scott Epstein, a former Pueblo District Court judge. Thanks so much for joining us, Scott.
Thanks, Hank. It's an honor to be here.
How many years did you serve as a Pueblo District Court judge?
I was appointed in 2000. I retired in 2007, and I've been in the senior judge program continuously since then.
Oh, I better keep calling you judge then. When you sat as a judge full-time, you had to decide family law cases, and I assume maybe even in your senior judge duties you may have to, including decisions placing children with parents and dividing property and assigning debts. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, before you were thrust into that job, had you ever handled a divorce case as an attorney?
Never.
Now, since you left the bench, you've been very involved in the local court's mediation program, and you mediate a large caseload of family law cases. Is that right?
Last count was about 3,000.
3,000 family law cases. Wow.
Pretty much.
How long have you been mediating?
I started in 2007.
Okay. Well, compare your experiences as a judge and a mediator, particularly in those family law cases.
Well, the judge position allows me to make the decisions for the parties using the standards that the legislature prescribes. Best interests for children and fair, equitable distribution for property and debt. You have a very limited amount of time and a very limited ability to understand the dynamics of the family, what brings them to the court, and what are the issues involving the children or the issues involving property and debt. But it's a very limited opportunity to become educated in what has been a long-term, usually long-term issue for the family. As a mediator, I have about 2 hours to understand the issues and to try to help shepherd them to some common ground, and that's what we're looking for in mediation, is some ability to find that sweet spot where both parties can hold their heads up high as they can, and to find the common ground where mom and dad or husband and wife can walk out feeling like they've had a direct say in what the outcome is. They don't get that when they're in front of the judge. The judge decides what he or she thinks is appropriate, and that's the issue. That's the end of it.
Now, you indicated that in mediation, in the court program at least, the parties are limited to 2 hours.
In the mediation program, our mediation slots are generally 2 hours by default. Doesn't have to be that, but that's what we start with.
Okay, and if people are making progress, nothing would preclude them from scheduling another mediation session.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
That's absolutely true. We will encourage that if we need to.
And if parties use private mediators, the time frame could be limitless.
It is whatever the parties need for their individual cases.
Judge Epstein, add anything else you think that might benefit the audience in understanding the value of the mediation process.
Well, mediation allows the parties to craft the outcome where they can't do that in front of a judge. Absolutely, the judge is going to hear positions and recommendations by any party and come up with what he or she thinks is best. But frequently, a party will say, "Judge, I want A." The other party will say, "Judge, I want B." And the judge may say, "Well, I think Q is best for you." So really, there's a tremendous risk for the parties in turning over the assignment of the answer, if you will, to their particular issues to a judge. Judges are terrific in their ability to understand the law and to find the facts and to make those kinds of calls. But people give up their ability to craft that decision when they ask a judge to do that. That's what the judge is there for, and certainly every judge is happy and willing and able to do that job. In mediation, however, the parties are given the opportunity to help craft the outcome. And as we've heard, when the parties can craft the outcome and find common threads and common ground, almost universally, they will be happier with that decision. And so to the extent folks can find the ability to sit down, not necessarily even in the same room, but to sit down and to try to determine what the issues are and look for ways to solve those issues, mediation is a wonderful tool that allows people to do that.
Thank you, Judge.